Okay, so we just got back from Star Wars: The Last Jedi,
The Last Jedi.
a movie directed by this guy's name Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
And written by Ryan Johnson, based on the ramblings on fanfiction.net.
Yes.
From a certain Matt the Radar Technician.
Yes, exactly.
So, going into this film. Alright, so what did you think of it, first off?
I liked it, but I didn't like it at the same time.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, too.
Yeah, parts of it were good, and then you got parts of it that were extremely bad.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense
The
whatsoever.
good parts were really good. Bad parts were really bad.
Yeah.
The acting was good,
Yeah,
for the
acting
most
was
part. Mark Hamill was amazing.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done more of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Stuff.
that's the one thing I kind of wanted more of, some more Jedi
Right.
training and everything else.
Visually, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, probably all the other reviews on YouTube have basically said the same thing.
Yeah, the filmography is very good.
Right, yeah, cinematography's great. Like I said, the acting's good. The direction is pretty good. Where it has problems is when you start to actually think about it.
Yeah, think about it, or certain scenes.
Right. It's like on the surface.
Questionable.
On the surface, it's a beautiful film, and when you come out of it, it's like, wow, that was really fun.
Yeah.
And then you start to think about it.
Yeah,
And all the implications that rise up.
What's going on here?
Okay, so two things that we both had major problems with. First off is Leia. Leia apparently is a Kryptonian now.
Yes. She somehow can fly through space.
She can fly through space. She's powered by the sun.
Yes. She should be able to take down the whole...
They should have started... They had John Williams right there. They could have pulled the classic Superman theme. That was bad.
She should have just flew right through the cockpit of the Snork ship, or the Snoke ship.
Right, yeah, she could have just flown right through Snork's ship and just, like...
saved everyone.
Killed him with her, like, laser vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
No,
I thought she
that
was just
was-
going to get blown out and then maybe, like, hover back in. And,
Yeah,
but no, she's, like, out there in, like, deep space for a solid minute.
Yeah, when you have, like, ice forming on your face.
Yeah,
space,
it's usually not good.
yeah, you're probably not alive at that point.
And also, at that point, they made a mention, for some reason, that of killing off Admiral Akbar, which was kind of unnecessary. And,
It's like, who's gonna be saying it's a trap
I
now?
know, yeah, the whole thing's a trap. So, yeah, that scene... That would have been the perfect place to end Leia's story as well. But they decided not to do that, and we'll get into that
we'll
later
get a
on.
little bit later here.
The other thing is the whole Casino Royale,
Yeah.
like Atlantic City in space, was kind of ridiculous. The whole scene basically, the whole scene is idiotic.
Yeah.
And it just descends into prequel levels.
Yeah, prequel levels, or even
Like-
special edition.
Yeah, like
Editions.
baby humor,
Yeah.
junk from like Return of the Jedi special edition.
It's like, oh. It's like, what's that singing part in Jedi?
Size Snoodles
Yeah,
or whatever.
Size Snoodles.
Yeah, it was like that.
It gets to
that
that
like
point.
fat ladies screaming when the dog things go running through the wall. It's
Yes.
ridiculous. And there's one part where BB-8 is being accosted by like an actual leprechaun.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. He's got like a pot of gold and everything.
Throwing coins into him for some weird reason.
And yeah, so the casino part was terrible. There was nothing good about that.
No.
That entire arc as a whole is pointless.
Yeah, they could have just cut that whole part. They would have saved, I don't know how much time on the
It's at
film.
least half an hour.
Yeah.
of that.
They probably could have changed it. If they really wanted to go that route, they could have done it a little more interesting.
Right, yeah. And
No.
actually, it would have been more interesting, I guess, if they would have actually... If that storyline had actually mattered at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it
that's
doesn't,
true.
because it goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere, especially when they get back. It's like, what was the point of that scene?
No, there's no point to any of it, because their arc goes nowhere. It just ends in the pointless death of Captain Phasma, or whatever her name is.
Yeah, the pointless death of Captain Phasma. I guess they did establish that those little horse things can go up mountains and climb up mountains somehow.
Right, because that was important.
Like in Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Yes.
they turned on their Elder Scrolls Oblivion horses.
Yeah. So they had to introduce those things. There's a lot of Pokemon in this movie.
Yeah, there is.
There's those, there's the Porgs, and then there's Vulpixes.
Vulpixes.
They're like literally called that too. They're like Vulptix or something like that.
They're lowland Vulpixes.
Right.
Ice types.
Ice type foxes. And
so what that's telling us, Disney is now aiming towards the Pokemon Company. They're the next target.
Allegedly, there's a Pokemon movie coming out with Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
And it's voiced by Ryan Reynolds, I believe.
Oh, there you go. Ryan Reynolds is in everything.
Pretty much. We even blamed this movie on it.
Yeah.
So there was that. Snoke.
Oh,
Snoke is completely wasted in this film. We're going to talk a little bit later about how we think that there might be a actual war going on between Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams that we weren't aware of going into this. But yeah, Snoke does nothing. He's nobody.
Yeah, he's a nobody.
He's the most powerful being we've ever met in terms of the Force, but there's no reason why or where he came from. Or why Kylo Ren decided to join him and destroy everything. That
How did he even know who Kylo Ren was?
Right, yeah. How does Snoke even contact Kylo in the first place?
He's like, he's turned from the darkness.
Right, and they keep saying he turned to the dark side, and it was because of Snoke. And it was like, but how did Snoke even find out about Kylo in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, where did they contact him? Or, like, it doesn't make any sense. The Knights of Ren are nowhere.
Yeah, it's like, who are the Knights of Ren?
They don't even mention them. There was a theory that the Red Guards were them, but they never say that in the movie.
Yeah, if they were, then they didn't know how to use the Force. It's like,
right, yeah, they had no
they
force.
were just there at the Jedi
They
Temple.
They had no Force powers, and Kylo Ren did nothing to try to save them if they were his friends.
Yeah, they were his friends, or
because Luke in this movie says that Kylo took some of his students and left. So I assume all the students he took were the Knights of Ren.
They're not.
But they're nowhere.
They're
we don't
the
see any
younglings.
So, yeah, we don't see them at all. What else is there?
I mean, what they could do, or maybe this is the
whole thing's a spoiler.
All spoilers.
We're going to mark this as a spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them going into it if J.J. Abrams wants to bring the Knights of Ren back, but knowing J.J. Abrams, probably not gonna happen.
Well, I mean, it might, because it was something J.J. Abrams created in the first place.
Yeah,
like the lore he created. That's one thing. The lore J.J. Abrams created in this movie gets wrecked by Rian Johnson. Like, he has no respect whatsoever for anything that happens in The Force Awakens.
He kills off all the main characters.
Yeah, he just, like, either physically kills people off, or he destroys or assassinates their character.
Yeah.
But, okay, so then there's Reylo.
Reylo, yes.
Reylo is something that I think was popular in, like, fanfiction circles and on DeviantArt accounts, but it's canon,
it's
sort
canon
of.
now.
Kind of canon. Like, not really. I mean, there isn't, like, they don't kiss or anything, but they have a lot of weird scenes where they communicate across the cosmos.
Yeah, when Rey was able to see his rippling 8-pack.
Yeah.
Kylo, we know that's what
yeah, we saw Kylo Ren shirtless. They said he had an 8-pack. He said he was shredded.
Yeah. Kylo Ren's a punk ass bitch.
Yeah. So, yeah, once again, the story's based off of the ramblings of Matt the radar technician found on his fanfiction.net account.
Yes, exactly.
I haven't seen so much goth fanfiction since My Immortal.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I guarantee if you find the script, there's probably like 5 pages of describing his wardrobe.
Yeah.
Him sitting in a corner listening to My Chemical Romance or whatever.
Like black on black.
Black on black. And, okay, so back to Snoke again. Snoke's throne room design.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a room with like a red tarp over the back of it.
Yeah.
It looks like like a green screen or something before you actually put the CGI in for the background,
screen.
except for it's just a red screen.
And
it looks like the sound stage, like before they put the special effects in.
They forgot to put it in or something.
To put the background in.
Because what happens? It's like he has a little mirror that can see outside the ship.
Yeah.
But later on in the scene, after the lightsaber explodes, the tarp gets blown apart, and there's a big window behind him.
Big window right behind him.
It's like, okay.
But he has to look through a magnifying glass to see out his window.
Maybe his eyes are all screwed up. It's like,
yeah, because he's like really old, ancient guy that we know nothing about.
He's farsighted. He can't see anything.
Yeah, that's why he's magnifying glass.
He doesn't like to walk. He just sits. He can't see the magnifying glass across the room.
He doesn't make a stand. Yeah. He's like, it's like that Thor mini episode thing that they put out where Thor has his flowchart of Thanos stuff. It's just like he has a really big chair and doesn't like to stand. That's pretty much what we know about Snork.
Yeah, Snork. Supreme Leader Snork.
That's all we're ever going to know about him because he's dead now.
Because like Rian Johnson hates him apparently.
Because Rian Johnson hates him because Rian Johnson didn't know what to do with the character and he didn't sell enough toys.
Yeah, he didn't sell enough.
So they replaced him with Porgs.
I want to have Emperor Snork's.
Yeah.
Emperor Snork toys.
Emperor Snork toys with evisceration action.
It's a button that shows him sliding apart. Yeah. Sliding on half. New Disney toy.
Right. And speaking of the Porgs, they weren't as annoying as any of us thought they were going to be, like, going into it.
Yeah.
They're just animals. They're basically kind of just the puffins that live on the island. Which is what they're based on, anyway.
Yeah, it got close. It got close to where the movie would have been,
they
like,
were
overboard.
starting to get annoying, and then Chewbacca just, like, slaps one off the dashboard, so that was
like,
cool.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Chewie was good.
Yeah, Chewie's good. They had, like I said, we said earlier, there is some good filmography, like destroying the Dorito ship.
Yeah, Snork's Dorito ship.
Snork's
when
Dorito spaceship.
Ellie Sattler with the purple wig like goes into hyperdrive and like rips through the entire First Order fleet.
Yeah, that was actually
pure
pretty
anime style.
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The lightsaber battle between
when
Reylo and the whatever those red guys are was cool.
Yeah, they had definitely some nice action scenes right there.
Right. And there was like all this rumors about all these cool lightsaber battles, like people that were on the set said this scene about Luke like killing the Knights of Ren and like single combat. It was like, oh, it's gonna be so awesome.
Like, no,
none of that happens. Luke does nothing, basically.
Yeah, they really should have expanded on Luke.
He's a great character. Like, Mark Hamill did the best job.
Yeah.
I think maybe the best job he's ever done in live action.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're not going to get into his voice acting, but his live action performances, I think this was the best he's ever done in any movie.
Yeah.
But they didn't give him a whole lot to work with. I mean, basically, it was just walking around the island talking smack. So
like, I want to be alone, but I left a map with.
But all the like winks and nods and stuff he does.
Yeah, he has a lot of emotion.
A lot of more emotive than previous Luke Skywalker roles and stuff. I mean, he's definitely having fun with the role.
Definitely good, especially since he wants to be there.
Like, right? Yeah, he's the only original cast member that wants to be there. Yeah. Which brings us to the end of the movie when he astral projects himself out of the film.
Yeah. He kills himself. Yeah.
Mark Hamill just grew tired of working in this film and just left the production.
He wasn't a Kryptonian. He's anti-Kryptonian.
Yeah, he basically dies after astral projecting himself onto the salt planet. Which we know is salt because some guy taste tested it.
Yeah, he actually tasted it. He grabbed the ground and tasted it.
It tasted the ground. Because
why would anyone do that?
They wanted to make sure it wasn't sand because, that's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
Yeah, it gets everywhere.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of They really should have kept Luke Skywalker's character.
I
for the
think
next
they
movie.
should. Yeah, I didn't really mind the astral projection thing.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
That was pretty cool, actually.
But then he just dies for no reason. There's nothing there. He just dies because I guess his life essence was drained or some nonsense.
Maybe he'll be able to strike lightning down on.
Kylo Ren. Yoda shows up and as a Force spirit, and he basically turns into Thor. He just caused like a lightning bolt to strike the tree and burn it up for some reason.
Yeah. Which that begs to differ. How strong are those astral projections?
Right? Like he was a Force spirit. Like he wasn't even like still alive in that. So I mean, who knows what Force spirits will do in this new trilogy?
Yeah, they'll be like the ultimate beings here.
Right? Like could Luke potentially cause himself to take physical form again, like in the next one, or like who knows?
Yeah, maybe like Force astral project himself with Rey or something.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of a...
Yeah.
They really...
I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. And that's where we get to, I guess, sort of our last main point was that this movie really feels like Rian Johnson was just out to screw over J.J. Abrams in any way he possibly could. It's like they took everything J.J. came up with in Force Awakens. And if you like Force Awakens... great. I mean, I didn't care for it that much. I thought it was okay. It's not the best movie, but it does borrow way too much from the original film. But JJ then created his own lore based beyond the original film. He created things like the Knights of Ren, who's Snoke, and like the biggest question of all is who's Rey's parents. They're apparently nobody.
Yeah, they're nobody.
They're junkies.
They're junkies. They crashed themselves into the sand. They flew off, dropped Rey off, and drove into the ground again.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. I am positive because I just watched The Force Awakens last night. And there's a scene where they leave her behind and then fly away in like a spaceship, and apparently they just died in the sand.
The sand was too coarse for them. They went out, got
into the engines and blew the whole ship. But yeah, that was going on. Is there any other major questions that came out of The Force Awakens other than who Snoke and who Rey is?
Why doesn't any Empire ship have shields?
That's a good question, actually. Yeah, there's no shields on the First Order ships.
Yeah, they're shieldless. They
have no shields at all.
I mean, when an X-wing can come and basically destroy your one super dreadnought.
Yeah, dreadnought.
Or the dreadnought,
It was a dreadnought. It wasn't a super. It wasn't a Dorito.
It wasn't a Dorito. Yeah.
But what's his name? Poe Dameron. Like destroys the ship pretty much single-handedly until the fleet comes and then gets all their fighters killed.
Yeah, and the bombers.
That goes to another thing too, though, because Leia's like grooming him to be the commander.
Yeah,
he has no strategy whatsoever. He just blows stuff up.
Yeah, his strategy is to go head first into it, and everything else gets killed.
Go right into it. But yeah, it's. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where they're gonna go. Like, this movie by itself is fine, but it almost feels like it's the end of the trilogy.
Yeah,
like there's very few places they can go.
Yeah,
which that's J.J. Abrams' problem now, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Rian Johnson set it up, and then he got his own trilogy from it.
It's like Rian Johnson is the Sith Lord.
He is a Sith Lord because
he's Snoke.
He's Snoke. He does all the things Snoke says that you have to do, like kill the past.
Yeah, kill the past to bring the future.
Yeah, to bring about the future. So it's almost like somebody said J.J. Abrams copies too much stuff from other movies. So then Rian Johnson's like, I'll fix him. I'll screw this movie so bad that he can't do things from the past.
Like Leia.
Yeah,
Leia's still alive at the end.
Yeah, Leia's alive in the end,
and she's very pivotal. At least what they basically say throughout the movie. She's very pivotal for the next movie. And it's
yeah, and obviously Carrie Fisher passing away is going to cause some huge problems with that plan.
Yeah,
they had the perfect time to get rid of her, but no, we got Super Leia instead.
Super Leia, Kryptonian Leia.
Kryptonian Leia.
It's like, oh, jeez.
I
mean that scene is so bad.
It is really bad.
That knocks a couple points off because it's so stupid.
We were going to give it a 10, but that took 3 points off right there.
So now it's like a 7 now.
Yeah, now it's a 7. Then the casino happened. That dropped 2 more points.
Yeah, it goes out to 5 maybe. But
it's a negative 6 out of 10. I don't know. I think I'd give this, if I was going to rate this thing, I think I would rate it like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. 6 or 7's probably where it should be at.
Canonically, it's so bad,
Yeah.
but it's so it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It looks great. The acting's good. The direction's good.
Luke has a decent story, with the exception of how they end.
Yeah, the ending of his story could have been better, but the way he's presented throughout the film is good. Except for one point that I almost forgot about, is when they have him supposedly in the flashbacks.
Oh. Yeah.
Try to kill Kylo Ren in his sleep when he was like a teenager or something like that. Because he possibly sensed that there was darkness in him.
Oh, jeez.
Never mind the fact this is the guy that tried to save the most evil man in the galaxy because he sensed good in him.
Yeah. It's like
there was a fraction of this, like, a fraction of a percent of goodness left in Darth Vader, but he was willing to sacrifice everything to save him. But his own nephew, who may or may not turn evil, I'm gonna kill him. Too evil enough. Yeah,
it's like Leia gave him the. It was like Leia, or like that part when they're in the base. Yeah, he's like, he's pure evil now. I can't save him at all.
Right? Yeah, Luke goes to Leia as an astral projection, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't save your son." And Leia's just like, "Nah, don't worry about it.
We'll just kill him.
He's been gone. He's too far gone now. Just kill him."
Which that goes against Luke's character again, because he's always trying to find the good in people. That's the point of against Darth Vader and stuff. Even though he's evil,
yeah,
you could still find the good in him. Because that's the point of it.
You could make the argument that he's doing it because it's his father, but this is his nephew, so it's like he's still related to him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
that was pretty ridiculous.
I mean. Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, there's good scenes in this movie.
There are definitely good scenes in this
There's some good direction in parts, but some bad direction.
The writing is very uneven.
Yeah, it's very uneven.
Dialogue is good, but it's like a reverse of the prequels, other than that casino scene where it just goes right into prequel territory.
Yeah.
But it's like a reverse of the prequels, where the prequels, they were predictable to a point, but their plots were relatively sound. I mean, there's problems, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But the progression is relatively easy to follow or whatever. And, the plot, overall, the storyline, the world building in the prequels was quite good. But the dialogue is very wooden, just horribly written. I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
I'm a person, my name, or Yahoo! Or whatever that thing that he does.
Or the infamous sand line, which I think we've already referenced a couple times in this. Basically anything Anakin said.
Qui-Gon Jinn being
the worst Jedi ever. Despite being portrayed by Liam Neeson.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know where they're going to go from here. They've kind of pushed JJ into a corner.
Yeah, now he's going to have to be original now.
Yeah, they're forcing him to be original because they basically destroyed any way that he could rip off Empire or Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Although even this one kind of stole Return of the Jedi's throne room scene already. They even had the music from it.
And made parts of it worse with the set design.
They just made it worse, yeah. Because the Emperor didn't have this tacky, red tarp over the background.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know where they're going to go forward from here. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
And when is this new movie supposed to be coming out?
Episode 9 comes out
9.
in 2019, I think. It's like there's 2 years.
2 years between
sagas. Saga installments are like every other. What are they, like odd years? And then even years are these anthology films.
Oh, so the next one's
the Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
I like to see that dance off.
Yeah, Lando. Well, Lando's in the movie.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So Lando and Han Solo can have a dance off in the Millennium Falcon. I wonder if Maz is going to be in that.
Yeah.
That weird orange rat lady.
Yeah, she was in this movie.
She's in this movie. Yeah, she's in this movie. They talk to her to get information to find the code talker or something.
Yeah.
And she's either in the middle of a battle or playing a video game or something. I don't know what she's doing. She's playing Battlefront 2.
I think she said it was a union dispute. What type of union
union dispute?
Killing each other?
It is kill the union. The workers want salaries raised and benefit packages, so Maz just murders them.
Yeah, like, no.
Just flying around in a jetpack, just blowing people up. But, yeah, I don't know who the hell she is.
Yeah, it's like...
She's an old friend of Han Solo, and somehow
she knows.
and somehow she got Luke's lightsaber, which is never explained.
Interesting.
Which is fun, because it's destroyed now. Just like
it's gone.
Else.
No one likes Luke Skywalker's lightsaber anymore.
Yeah, they blew that up too. And when Reylo have a tug of war with it.
Oh yeah, that was another scene at the very end with where they're talking about the battle. The kids are talking about the battle.
Oh,
that just happened.
Right.
That means there must either be a gap, which doesn't. It shows them going to hyperspace, so it just happened. That kid looks out the window, or looks out the sky, and it's like you can see the hyperspace trail, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, and then they're talking about the legend of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, how it just happened 2 seconds ago.
Back when remember back when Luke Skywalker saved the day on that crate planet. 5 minutes ago.
It just ended.
Yeah, that was great.
The Millennium Falcon just flew away.
Remember when that happened?
Remember they must have they must have that the magnifying glass
I could see Snoke's ship. But yeah, that was weird. And the kid with the broom at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of
I guess they're setting it up for future generations of Jedi. I guess Rey's going to train them, but Rey has no training. Very little training.
Yeah, very little training, but
it looked like she may have taken the books from Octu or whatever, but we don't know for sure. I mean, I've heard some people say those are the Jedi books, but I don't remember. I saw books in the Millennium Falcon, but I don't know if those were them. I mean, surely there's more books in the universe than just the 6 things the Jedi wrote.
Han Solo's library, I guess.
Yeah, the library of Han Solo. Oh, and Han Solo apparently has a set of dice that he had hanging on his windshield.
Yes, the fuzzy dice.
His fuzzy dice.
What, it's made of gold or something?
Yeah, which had more force power than Luke because they lasted longer than he did.
Yeah, he just appeared and they were still there.
Yeah,
they were long enough to where Ben Solo could pick it up, or Kylo Ren could pick
whatever
it up.
His name is. Yeah, the guy that. Yeah, and then this definitely felt like a Kylo Ren fan fiction. I mean, I've read enough fanfics that I can tell you that this definitely was like Kylo Ren fan fiction. I mean, everything goes his way.
Yeah.
He's almost perfect. He's the Mary Sue in this story. Everybody went on about how Rey was a Mary Sue in the last one. It's no, it's actually Kylo. He just whines about stuff till he gets his way.
Because he's an emo.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, everything... He almost gets Rey on his side, which was kind of... This whole Reylo, shipping thing that's going on is kind of ridiculous, considering their first date, he, tied her to a chair and, mind raped her. But,
yeah. There we go.
But, yeah, I guess we're going that direction.
Yeah, it's kind of a...
Just like any good... fan fiction would.
Yes, exactly. Get those fan fictions out.
So yeah, it's got definitely got problems, but it is visually appealing.
Yes,
and I can tell you that if you're a sort of just a casual fan of Star Wars or just a fan of cinema in general and didn't really care about the overall plot, you probably would love this movie.
Yeah,
the critics, that's why it's a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes because. It's a well-crafted film.
Yeah.
But as far as the canon elements go, it's nuts. It goes in wild directions, and it's just like Luke says in the trailer, this isn't going to go the way you think.
Yeah, exactly.
He's actually talking to the audience.
Yeah. This doesn't go the way you think. Exactly.
So, that's pretty much a review for The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
I don't think there's much else to talk about.
Yeah, it's something. It definitely was good enough to watch. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't something you should avoid or anything like that.
Right.
But it was good enough to watch.
Yeah, like we said, we both give it kind of a 6, 7 out of 10, that range. It's above average film.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if in the Star Wars universe, I would say probably it's above the prequels.
Right.
The exception of maybe Return of the
Revenge of the Sith possibly. would be ranked higher than this, but not by much if you rated it higher.
I mean, it's like they may be like pretty equivalent. It's almost equivalent to each other.
I think I would place the original film in Empire at the top, and then possibly either Return of the Jedi or
New Hope.
This is gonna be controversial, but I would put Rogue One up there.
One?
I really liked Rogue One. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like Rogue One,
and
they say there's no character development or anything. But I don't know. I thought it was a different take on Star Wars.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of just like a war movie.
Yeah,
and it was they didn't put a whole lot of character development in for any one character, but that neither did like Seven Samurai or Dirty Dozen or something like that. It's like an ensemble film, not necessarily the team is basically the character, not any one person. But yeah, so I can understand the arguments for that, and I can understand why people love this movie. But it's just, as a big fan of the series, it just doesn't do it for me. No. And I wasn't that big of a fan of Force Awakens, but I would rate Force Awakens maybe slightly higher than this in terms of a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Overall, this was better than The Force Awakens because it was a new story.
Yeah, it was more original than Force Awakens.
It's definitely more original. So, yeah, it's a very convoluted rating scale. But, yeah, I guess that's where I would place it.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the middle. It's better than the prequels, except for maybe Revenge of the Sith, but...
It could be
as a movie,
almost
it's better.
Equivalent. Yeah, almost equivalent to each other.
As a film, it's better than Revenge of the Sith. That has problems too, but
but I think the prequels is always
anything with the prequels has got problems. And then Disney's next one, I guess, is that Han Solo film, which I don't know what to think about that.
Day one rewrite the film.
Right, yeah, Ron Howard basically came in and redid the entire film, so who knows what to think about that. There's no trailer out, there's no nothing, despite it coming out in, like 6 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, and there's nothing. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Unless they're going to push it back, which...
Disney's Star Wars brand is kind of giving me the same vibes as Warner Brothers at this point in time. It's
DC Universe.
Yeah, the DC Universe just can't catch a break, and this just does really well, I think, just because it's Star Wars and everybody goes to see it. But how long is that going to last?
Eventually it's going to reach up to each other, but...
Right. Okay, so that was our first movie review.
Yes.
So I hope you guys liked it.
All right.